There we go. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. And internet is enjoying itself, loading everything up, making sure that we are live all over the world. And there we go. Welcome, everyone. This is Paul Finck, the Maverick Millionaire, and this is a special presentation. And we are talking about how to, bottom line, how to step up, how to create, how to make all your dreams come true. And for most of us, that seems like a pipe dream. For most of us, that's a lot of yah, sounds really good on presentations like this. However, when we get into our real world, all of the stuff hits us and we get stuck, we get stopped, we get overwhelmed, and we end up in this space of never land where we're not quite here, but we're not quite there either. And we never quite create the life that we want. One of the things I want to talk to you about today is how to change that and how to really create the difference in your world so that it's not just a pipe dream. It's not just something that we say in our nice little mantras in our networking parties, but it's actually something that happens, and that is that you create the world that you want and you know how to get there. And we're talking about your roadmap to your future, your roadmap to success. And I'm going to be introducing something tonight that is just very special to me because I'm introducing a new program, and we're going to talk about that as well as bringing in all this great information to you. And this new program is something that I've wanted to put together for some time now, and that I really think can make a difference and is going to create a movement here that is going to make a difference for all of you. And for all of you showing up here tonight and for participating and supporting, you're going to get some great rewards as well. And we're going to talk about that tonight in all its glory. Right now, I'm going to switch over to the PowerPoint, if you will, and take you through some training, some lessons, some key components that can really make the difference in your world. I promised you 5 secret strategies for your ultimate success, and we're going to be talking about that and so much more. So let's get going here. And let's see. Make sure I've got this. That's not right. Hold on, please. Make sure that somehow all this shows up in the way it's supposed to. Why is this playing tricks on me? Hold, please. That's so amazing. No matter how many times you do something like this, and most of you have been through this as well, it doesn't matter how many times you do it. Like, what do they do to us? Okay, take 2, guys, take 2. There we go. Now we're in the money. Okay, so we're talking about Maverick success formula, which I talk about in a lot of different ways. Today we're talking about the roadmap to your future, and the roadmap on how to get from here to there is really the key. And so many of us go through this challenge, go through the obstacles, the angst, and we get stuck and stopped. And how do we get past that? I want to talk about the 5 secret strategies for ultimate success. And success isn't a random occurrence. It's an ongoing journey to greatness that requires focused intention. And I know that's something that some of us get challenged with, only truly focused intention, where every single day we understand where we're going and we get intentional with our actions. So the question is, are you ready to create your roadmap to success? Because here's what it takes. Why is this so vital? Why is this so important to create this roadmap? is you've got to clarify your goals. As you clarify your goals, you create this roadmap, you create the understanding of where you are and where you're going and that step-by-step process to get there. It creates your goals. You create a destiny. And that destiny helps you define your objectives and understanding what you're doing and why you're doing it. Gets you focused, gets you motivated, provides direction for you. Number 3 there, provides direction, is one of the key components and one of the things that most people get stuck on. They'll wake up in the morning with no idea of what's going to happen in their day, no idea of where they're going, no idea of what they need to do today to get to where they want to go. One of the key components, understanding of this concept of a journey, is that what you do today is going to show up in your results tomorrow. And tomorrow is anywhere from 30 days to 90 days to 1 year to 3 years to 5 years. It's showing up tomorrow for what you do today. And it's what most people never get their head around, is that creating those steps today, creating the understanding of where they're going and reverse engineering it to create those steps today is how we build the roadmap. And in doing that, we create clarity today, we get actions oriented today, and it leads to our great tomorrows. And that's where most people get lost in the shuffle. And my controls are playing tricks on me. Hold, please. There we go. And you want to continue to measure your progress along the way. And the only way to do that is to know where you were, where you're going to, and track the progress, track the step-by-step engagement of your journey. I want to go into a few strategies. The first one is and people are coming on board. Welcome, everyone. And we are going into our step-by-steps. Step 1, decide what you want. You've got to decide what you want. If you have no idea what you want, you're going to be challenged in getting there. You define your success. You list out what you want to achieve in your life in all its entirety. I build through the process. I help people create their dream sheets, their vision, their understanding of their full purpose in life and what that looks like on the backside. That's what we're talking about. And so when you get that clarity, you can build a roadmap to get there. Only first you've got to understand, what do you want? And at what level do you want it? Then you can break it down, divide it into your smaller objectives, divide it into your goals, and making sure that everything that you're doing is in alignment with your core values, your core principles. And you create that visualization. One of the things that I learned to do years ago was to visualize where my future was. Visualize what I was going to look like in 360-degree, just perfect equation, what my life was going to look like when I achieved, when I created all this. So in 5 years from now, where was I going to be living? Who were my friends going to be? What was I going to be doing? These were all key components in my vision. And that vision is you in the future, 360-degree surround sound, taking a look at everything that you have in your world and what it feels like, experiencing it fully. Once you have that vision, you can break it down into the bite-sized pieces of exactly what you achieved to have that vision. And then what are you going to do today to move towards that equation, that achievement, which creates that whole life. Number 2 is your commitment to the journey. You see, it's one thing to decide what you want to do. It's another thing to commit to it. So many people I hear, oh man, I want to be a millionaire. And they say this all the time. And yet the truth of the matter is that they will not ever do step one to get there. They'll never do the strategy one that we just talked about in actually deciding what that looks like in all its perfection. But then they also won't commit to it. And I mean commit. I mean on a scale of 1 to 10, decide that you're at a level 10. Decide that you want this more than anything else in the world. That, and so I don't have people commit at this level to everything in their world all at once. Commit to 1, 2, or 3 things that you say, whatever it takes, within integrity, within honesty, within moral values, I'm going to do whatever it takes to create this achievement, this 1, 2, or 3 pieces in my equation. And that commitment will keep you focused. It'll help you persevere, stay motivated, dedicated to where you're going. That's really key. Without this component of commitment, you're never going to get there. And when I say without this commitment, I mean without a level 10 commitment. All too often I hear, yeah, I'm committed, a 7, an 8, things happen. You talk to anyone that's highly successful, you talk to anyone that's actually gone the distance, they will tell you it doesn't just happen. And because of that, all those roadblocks that you look at that are so big could be simply pebbles in the road when you have a strong enough commitment and motivation and momentum to just move through them. That's what commitment does to your whole process. And so you've got to be committed at a level 10. So when you set your goals, when you decide what you want, and you realize that they're not a level 10 commitment for you, you have 2 choices. Either work on moving that commitment, increasing that commitment to a level 10, or shifting your goals, eliminating the things that you are not at level 10 at. Really key. And I cannot repeat this enough. Level 10 or bust. I've seen too many people go after things at a level 7 or 8, only to recognize that they're never going to achieve it because they won't go that extra mile. And it's that extra mile where the true winning happens. Strategy number 3, and this is really key, and we do a ton of work in this area. I've got a background in psychology. I've got a background in neuro-linguistic programming, easy for you to say, NLP certified, and also hypnotherapy certified. And all of it has to do with the components of communication internally. How you communicate with yourself becomes so important in this equation, because you've got to believe, and you've got to believe at that deep cellular level. That means the positive mindset. That means surrounding yourself with a great team. You want to be the people, you want to surround yourself with the people that you want to be, not the people you are. Oh. And you want to stay in tune with everybody that you want to stay in tune with your own values, your own principles, and surround yourself with the people that are the same. So surround yourself with that positive energy and be thinking it every day. The more you believe in your future, the more you believe in your company, your product, yourself, the absolute increased chance, exponential chance, you're going to create the dream life that you're talking about. That belief that we spend a lot of time on, and what most people don't spend any time on. You talk to Olympic athletes, you talk to people that are in the top of their game. This is where they spend so much of their time and energy, day and night, is making sure that their headspace is absolutely on task. And yet the common person, the person who, I just want to become a millionaire. I just want to become the top 10% of income earners in the country or in the world. It'll just happen. and they don't pay any attention to their thoughts, their processes, and how they go about their day. Really important, believing in your future, believing in yourself, understanding the power of the human condition. Number 4 is create a plan. Taking your decision, taking your idea, this is what I want. Understanding how to lay it out in a step-by-step process, prioritizing it, and then review and adjust. One of the things I see that people do is that they'll decide what they want. They'll even commit. They'll lay it all out in a game plan, and then they'll start taking action. And they'll never review it. They'll never go back to square one and, all right, am I sure this is still what I want after a couple months or even a couple years? Am I on the right path? I've been doing the same thing over and over again, and the results aren't showing up. Maybe, just maybe, I need to do something a little bit different. Only they won't do that. They won't go through that thought process. And so the review and adjust period will never happen. And they'll end up in that same cycle over and over and over again, during their whole process, during their whole life. Such a shame. Project what you want. Prioritize your goals, objectives, lay it out in a reverse engineered game plan. Take action and then review and adjust regularly. So this is one of the things that we spend the time on, and one of the things that I really love with our community and what I do with my clients is that I go the distance. And one of the things that happens in coaching and training and mentoring and all those great programs that are out there is that they'll give you, here's the system. And it's almost like a hit and run. They'll give you the system and then they'll run away. They'll give you the system and then they'll be done with you. One of the things that gets missed in that process is this review and adjust component. Is because when they give you a great system, when they give you a great plan, and then they leave you, the thought process is that you will implement the plan perfectly in the first go around, never to question anything or never adjust or change anything, and that system will work for every single person exactly the same way every single time in perpetuity. It doesn't. And so that review and adjust period is really important for each of you to reflect on, and to have someone by your side during that process is really important. Einstein said that you can actually not solve a challenge with the same brain that created it. And so what Einstein was saying is that whole concept of review and adjust, when you're in your isolation, when you're in your own bubble, you cannot actually see the forest through the trees. You cannot see the light. You cannot see the black spots in your vision by yourself. You need the support. You need the people by your side to make this happen. And so collaboration, understanding brainstorming and masterminding, understand the power of those components that so many of the philosophers over millennium have told you about. This is why it's so important, because you cannot see the holes. You cannot reflect and review your process effectively by yourself. I'm trusting that you're taking something away from this, because these are some key components. And unfortunately, one of the most amazing things with all that I'm teaching here is that these are the core. These are the cornerstone of all success. And yet they're the things that people brush over to get to the good stuff. You know, what's ChatGPT doing today? How can I use that in my business? However, I got to tell you, you will crash and burn unless you know this and actually are implementing this at a high level. Taking action with calculated risks. You want to start with a step-by-step plan. One step after the other, after the other, after the other.
Wow.
Make sure that you're muted out, guys. So one step leads to the next. One of the biggest challenges. One of the biggest challenges, making sure if I need to mute anyone out, possibly. All right. One of the biggest challenges in taking action is that people get started with a game plan, only they believe that they need the whole game plan. They believe that when they create their vision, unless they have everything laid out from start to finish, from step 1 to step 99,000, they are not going to start the journey. They want the roadmap. They want everything complete before they even take step 1. One of the things that I've learned to do to fast track my world and my life is to take the first step and the next one will appear. And every step that you take, your next action steps will appear in front of you. And so you don't need to have every detail of the plan in place. You just need to have a good idea of approximately where you're going and a clarity on the next step. And that becomes key. Then you can take the bigger risks because you already know your next step and the step 2, 3, and 4 in the process. You don't need to know everything, and you need to push yourself outside of your comfort zone. One of the biggest things, I was talking to somebody recently who was a fairly young chap, and he was asking, how does he create success? What should he be doing? And one of the things I advised him, I said, you've got absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain. You should be taking the biggest risks ever. Because what if everything crashes and burns? You've lost nothing. But unless you take those risks, you'll also never get anything. For the rest of us who have gone through the test of time and we have more basically of chips in front of us, I would still say most of you play too small. You're playing small. You're playing with a few of your chips, making sure that you keep the rest in your pocket. You're making sure that you don't risk it all to get to the other side. And what happens in that process is that you end up at mediocrity your whole life. I want to use this as a wake-up call for anyone that's listening. Take the big risk. Push yourself beyond your comfort zone. Dare to be somebody you never even imagined was possible. Step into that power. If I had to ask you who's reaching their fullest potential, who's living up to their fullest potential right now, who among you actually is just playing it 100% at the best they possibly can, 24/7, and they know they're just stretching themselves to their ultimate, no one here would be able to raise their hand. I want you to know there's so much more. I remember, and our brain will play tricks on us. I remember thinking years ago, matter of fact, several decades now, hate to say that, it's been, I have now been an entrepreneur for 36 years. 2 decades ago, I was still playing small. I didn't know it then. I thought I had the great life. I thought I had reached certain levels that, man, they were already beyond my wildest dreams. And yet I was still playing a fraction of what I could be. I was playing a fraction of what I am now. And I still recognize that I am playing at a fraction of what I will be tomorrow. Play full out. Dare to stretch it. You are so much more than you possibly ever imagined. There's more in front of you than there is behind you. So keep on going. Number 3 on this slide, keep moving forward, even when things get tough, that perseverance. They actually talked about years ago, we thought IQ was the number 1 factor to success. The people that were the smartest in the world, well, they obviously are going to make the more money, create the higher level of success. Only the reality is that that is not the case. The reality is that the people that have the best emotional intelligence are the ones that succeed the highest. The ones that can keep their head about them when everyone else is losing theirs are the ones that do the best overall. It's also a combination of that with perseverance. More precisely, there's a adversity quotient that we all can measure. how well we manage adversity or how well we manage within adversity. When things get tough, do we run for the hills, cover ourselves up with a blanket, or do we move forward step by step? Do we create that motion towards the fire rather than away? When you look at your adversity quotient and your emotional intelligence, and how do we sharpen the axe in those equations? Because that's what creates your success. So much of the rest of that is really good window dressing, but it's not what makes it. It's not what creates it. Remember, success is a journey. What will it look like for you? You've got to decide on a clear destination. You've got to be committed to your goals. You've got to believe in yourself and create a detailed plan, and you've got to take action on specific steps of your plan. In just a moment, I'm going to open up for Q&A, and we're going to talk a little bit about what some of these mean for you and where you can take them. Well, I want to introduce you to a couple other ideas. One is understanding that this is only the beginning. What's the rest of the story? The journey towards success is ongoing. And what I just talked to you about, that's just the foundational pieces. What you need to do is sharpen your skills. You need to sharpen your skills on your communication skills, your vision skills, understanding stress management, networking, team building, and so much more. The tools, the strategies, the systems, both internal and external, to create your world, to create your life. I've built up successes in multiple different industries. I've been an entrepreneur for a long time, and one of the things that I am proud of is we've got this program called Maverick Trailblazers, where we have the resources, the tools, the strategies, and systems all put into place here for you to participate in. I've been wanting and dreaming of putting a program like this together for years, and it wasn't the right time. It wasn't the right place. And now I find I'm drawn to make this happen. This is about as brain dead an offer as I could possibly give you, with the magnitude of change that can occur within your life, all within this one program. We're going to supercharge your entrepreneurial journey. You're going to escape from the ordinary, soar towards the extraordinary. And here's what you're going to get. And I'm going to go through some of the details. 2 live Trailblazer connection calls every single month. On these calls, I'm going to be going through some details of how to implement some of the components that I'm talking about here, how to go from vision to plan, how to go from plan to action, how to go from action to implementation, review, and reflect and adjust, how to do all those processes in the process of the journey ongoing. We're also going to have experts every single month come on the calls, experts in both marketing and marketing, web design, digital funnels, social media, as well as things like attorney laws and accounting and good practices for trademarking and understanding how to take control over all that you're doing in your world so that you make it happen effectively and don't get caught on the backside with some craziness that you didn't realize early on. We have over 150 trainings that are going to be handed to you over time. We've got a back office that's being set up right now. And by the way, for all of you that don't realize, you are in the founding member stage of this program, which means this is the first time that we're introducing this. And you are going to be given just a great benefit in being here during this time, because we're building a community. And this is my dream, is to build this community so it's ongoing forever. And it actually plays on itself, where all the community starts feeding into itself and helping each other. You're also going to get discounts on books and t-shirts and events. And we've got a lot in the game plan. Only let me show you the rest of the story. This is only $99 a month. You can go month by month with this, $99 a month. And the calls, for instance, the Trailblazer Connection calls are twice a month, and they're live. And so live over a Zoom call. We have some other platforms that we use as well, only they're going to be a live call I'm going to be on every single one of them. And it's going to happen twice a month, with not only going through some of the training, but also bringing in the experts on those calls and interview style, panel style, so that you get access to just a ton of information. We're also going to have a back office engagement community where you're going to be able to engage, you're going to be able to share, you're going to be able to go through some exercises with each other, all in the community in the back office, being able to share and share alike throughout that community. And so really powerful, $99 a month, or you can get an extra discount of 2 months for free, $9.97 for your annual membership. Buy it for the whole year. And here's the special kicker, guys. Eliminate all that, because you can still do $99 a month, but because you're here and for tonight and ongoing for the next couple of days, be a founding member. Be a founding member. Trust the process and what we're building here, because this is going to be the platform that everything else in the Maverick universe launches off of. And this is where all of you that are being introduced to this new, you're going to learn what this community is all about, and you're going to accelerate your business to the next level. Because of that, as a founding member, we want to lock you in for life, for trusting in us and being dedicated to us. It's going to be $497 for you to get all of this every single year. You start now with us at $497, and you're going to have a full year of what I just mentioned. And that price is going to be locked in for life, which means every single year you're going to be able to renew for $497. You already know that you want, go ahead and go to themavericktrailblazers.com, themavericktrailblazers.com, and go ahead and you can decide either $99 a month and cancel any time, or $497 and really buy into our future, and let's build this together. See, one of the components in all this is that I want to be with you for a long time. And I want to build a community, and this has been my heart and soul with everything I've done with the Maverick universe, and I've been a coach at this level for 16 years, is that I want to build something that lasts long after me, and a community that actually is there to support one another forever. And that's what we've built in the Maverick universe, in our mastermind groups, in our roundtables, and now with Maverick Trailblazers, this is going to be a continued extension of all that. In addition, for all of you that may not recognize, I do live events on a regular basis. And when I mean live, I mean in-person live. And we do it at multiple locations all around the country. Maverick Success Lives are there for you, and for you becoming a founding member today, you're also going to get a ticket to Maverick Success Live. Now, the usual price of all this is $997. It's being, or $99 a month, discounted down to $997 for the year, discounted for founding members down to $497, and this ticket is $495. So you have a nearly $1,000 discount for buying today of true value right off the bat, to be able to get all this for the year plus the live event. So please realize, man, this is as no-brainer as you can get. Give you some idea of who I am. 36 years as an entrepreneur. Started off as a psych major. Thought I wanted to go into clinical psychology, only I have studied the human condition for 36 years now, almost 40 years. Neuro-linguistic programming certified, hypnotherapy certified, direct marketing leader. I've been in multi-level marketing now since 1987. Real estate investor for the last 21 years. Also a realtor, mortgage broker, done over $20 million in my own personal real estate transactions, and then joint ventured on just multi-millions of others over the years. Absolutely a philanthropist. I'll talk about that in a moment. International speaker and trainer, coach, 8 countries, 3 different continents, master coach, business consultant, 18-time international bestseller at this point. I've written books with over 400 authors, over $50 million in informational products. and I've trained tens of thousands of people all around the world. Married to my beautiful soulmate and bride, Deborah. She is just the love of my life, inspiration, and without her, guys, most of you know I wouldn't be here. She is the light in my eyes. She is the wind beneath my sails, and everything that I do is because of her. And we also have 6 children, 3 sets of twins. So for all of you that don't know that, yes, 3 sets of twins. The ages are 21, 22, and 27 as we speak, which meant I had 6 children under 6 years old when the last set were born, which is what propelled me to create success. I've been on some of the largest stages in the world. This is the largest wealth expo in the world. It's Real Estate Wealth Expo. Been with some of the top speakers. And here's the front of the program just a few years ago. And I'm there somewhere bottom right. There I am again. We did a coast to coast tour. I also have been with some of the top. So that was some of the top real estate gurus in the country. And this is some of the top psychologists of the world. All right, maybe they're psycho. The Bob Proctor and Les Brown and Dennis Waitley and John Asseroff. These are just some of the greats of the greats, and so proud that I've been on tour with them as well. Like I said, international bestseller, so many different topics, and creating success every step of the way. Every single one of these books is an international bestseller. Also have a top 10 podcast. Our podcast now is in top 10% in the world. Mavericks Do It Different podcast. Absolutely something that you should be paying attention to. Go subscribe, go like, go share, and give me a review. Love you for that. Also have a TV show that we're developing now. We put out a few episodes, and we've got more to come. So the Maverick Way, Dare to Do It Different, is happening as well. We also were in a movie on Amazon Prime. You could see this movie, Beyond Limitations. And this is just an amazing cast of thought leaders, of amazing producers and shakers and movers in the world who have achieved something great. And how did they do that? How do you move beyond the limitations of your own head, beyond the limitations of what you got raised, to create more? And so this just came out this year, Beyond Limitations, the movie. Go to Amazon Prime and you can find that. We also have launched our nonprofit, and this is to bring all the education and all the information that I have here for you and bring it to the children of the world. This is for the high school and junior high. This is for the children, to bring leadership and financial intelligence to them, because we need to build the leaders of tomorrow today. Maverick Trailblazers membership is a no-brainer. It's 2 live calls, experts on those calls, training twice a month. I am live with that. We have over 150 trainings that we're going to be sharing with you over this year. We have an online engagement that's going to be extraordinary, and discounts across the board on books, tapes, and events. And you get a discount for signing up right away, $497 for the whole year, and you're locked in with that price forever. And you're also going to get tickets to my live event. So ticket to my live event, which is also a $495 price tag, not value, actual price tag, $495. So come along and share. Go to themavericktrailblazers.com to participate. Remember, this is only the beginning. Watch what happens next. I'm going to open up the phone lines. I'm going to open up the room so that we can spend a little time live in talking to each other and getting real with what's going on. I've got, I believe there was, what is the URL? And I believe I shared that, and we will put it in the chat so that there is no confusion. Sometimes, especially brand new URLs, get lost in the shuffle unless it's the exact link. So let me grab that and put it in the chat so that you guys can engage with it fully. I'm even going to test it. And yes, goes right to the correct space. So use the link that's in the chat to go. The order page will be right off of that, and you'll see $99 a month. You want to test this out for a month, go right ahead. You will lose the founding member status to be able to lock in the price for $497 if you do so. So just recognize that. So $497, you get it for that price for life, and you're locked in for the whole year. And I really appreciate all those that do. We have some people that are popping in already into that, into the $497 price tag and to become a founding member. And I really value you for doing that. And thank you so much. This is one of the programs that is my heartfelt program. It's where I'm going to be putting a ton of time to develop it, because I do believe that it's going to create a foundation and create a movement with everything that we're doing. We've got a breakdown, and one of the things that we're going to be doing for our Trailblazer community is we're breaking it down into steps so that it's going to be laid out step by step by step, so that people can go from, I have no idea, none whatsoever as to what I want to do, to create that next step to go, oh, I see what I need to do now, and to step into it. Oh, I see where I can go now and step into it, so that we can get them in a momentum to actually change their life. All too often you hear things like this and you still get stuck, you get stopped because you have nobody grabbing you by the hand and helping you go through the process. You're the blind man going through the room, and you don't want to take the step for fear of getting hurt. We grab hold of you and guide you through the room so that you can get to the other side first in safety. And it's one of the things that this program is going to be built on. We're going to start you off and get you started with some step-by-step processes on working on the internal game. The internal game of the belief system, of understanding how to craft the vision, understanding how to start believing in your future and seeing hope on the other side. We're then going to go into the details of going from vision to action plan. And that process is something that I find is rarely ever taught. People talk about the end game and they talk about what's on the other side. They talk about how to get started, but that process, especially those first few steps, people get lost and stuck right there. And so we're going to walk you through step by step how to go from vision to your principal targets, is what we call our goals. Our principal targets, and how to go from vision to principal targets, to break it down, and then how to go from principal targets to your action steps, so that you know what you're doing tomorrow. Not so you know what you're doing today, it's already too late. So that you know what you're doing tomorrow, so that when you wake up in the morning, you're living with focused intentionality. And that's where success lies. Were they going to give you the step-by-step process of tools and strategies and systems? Yes, those external pieces do matter, and we'll be sharing with you some of the things that we're working with, some of the things that work for us, and bringing on some experts to really help you guide through those pieces. And then we're going to get you into action mode. How do you stay on task? How do you build accountability? How do you build motivation and demotivation? How do you build some of those pieces so you actually get moving forward? And then the last step is the adjustment, the review, reflect, adjust, delete, delegate, understanding how to build your team, how to grow, how to create a scalable, sustainable business over time. And for all of you that don't know, I'm not talking about a 10% adjustment in your world. You want a 10% adjustment in your world. There's a ton of people to go to. I'm probably not it. I'm not talking about doing less than 10%. I'm talking about doing dramatically more than 10%. Because 10%, review your electric bill. You'll create a 10% shift in your world. Let's go into some greatness on how to really quantum leap yourself to another level, how to create yourself to be somebody entirely different. Now, some of you, oh no, I don't want to change, Paul. Don't want to be anybody different. Internally, my world has changed dramatically in the last 40 years. In the last 20 years, I've done quantum leap adjustments in my finances. Internally, I feel like the same person. My values, my principled principles in life, and my values every day, and my love for my wife and my children, and all that never changed. How I was showing up changed. How I engaged with the world changed. My belief in myself and my empowerment internally changed. And that's what I'm talking about when I talk about change and what it can mean for your external. So that then I was able to go from just barely six figures, just barely 100,000, to be able to do multi six figures, and then into seven figures, and then multi seven figures, all because I got the rest of the story. Don't settle. Don't settle for just mediocrity. Don't settle for where you've been. If you have been in the same place, and I don't care whether it's at 50,000, 100,000, 500,000, or 5 million, wherever you're at now, I guarantee you've only scratched the surface. You can double your income, double your life, double your enjoyment over the next 12 months, without a doubt. Come hang out, come spend a little time. Let's go the distance and watch what happens. Maverick Trailblazers is one of the greatest programs that I've created, and one of the greatest programs that any of you will ever see. No matter what program you have, there's so few of them where the creator is actually there live with you every week going through the process. Rarely do you have a program that combines both the psychology of our world and the business step-by-step processes that's necessary to create success. See, what I know is that both are powerhouse to create the next movement for you. And most programs, most systems out there give you a piece of that story. It's one of the things that I dedicate in all levels of my company, is to create that movement on multiple levels. So it's not just your business life, your financial life, it's your whole life that we work with. I want to ask all of you, if there's anybody that'd like to speak up and be heard, this is your chance to say hi and to ask some questions on this. If there's anything that you'd like to reflect on or get clarity on, this is your chance. What's going on, guys? You can unmute yourself and ask questions, so go right ahead. Just giving you a chance, everyone. Well, in that case, I want to thank all of you that have already been signing up. Really appreciate it. We are moving this program to its natural fruition over the next several months. This is the founding. You couldn't get at a more at the beginning stages of a program than this. And the whole key is that this is where we begin, and you're going to look back years from now and say, wow, I was a part of day one. And we appreciate that. And we're going to be rewarding you in so many different ways, in giving you not only the ticket to the event, but also the discount. And there's going to be other rewards for our founding members all along. We're always going to recognize and remember our founding members and reward you every step of the way as we build this. This is going to be one of the key building blocks for our community. And so every step of the way, this program is going to be recognized. Any questions that you have up to this point? If you are not already convinced this is the place to hang out, you definitely have questions, because the magnitude of what we're offering for the price tag is profound. And it's one of the lowest price tags and the most that we're giving out of anything I've ever delivered. Recognize that I remember, I'll tell you how businesses grow. I've been doing coaching now for 16 years. 16 years ago, I started with, hey, I've got an idea. I'll coach you. We'll show up. We'll hang out for an hour and you just ask questions and I'll tell you what to do. And we'll do that once a week. How's that? And that was the complete entirety of the coaching program. Well, then I was like, oh, well, I need a book. I need some training manuals. I need a little something. And so I put together a process. So some audios, some videos, and a workbook. Then, well, that workbook got old, got outdated, if you will, although this knowledge is as old as the millennium itself. But no, I felt it was old because it was old for me. So I had to create even more and even more. And of course, and here's the thing is, I never stop. For those of you that know me well, you know I never stop. You know I never stop growing, developing, understanding, and doing more training and more growth work internally for myself, as well as externally learning new systems and processes and all that's going on in our world. And I bring that to the table for all my clients. Well, over the years, this has developed step by step by step by step. And one of the key components that has happened is, and I reflect on, is what I'm offering you today is about a exponential tenfold, if not 100-fold, and it's hard for me to reflect back that far, of what I offered as my full entire coaching program on day one. What used to be, this is it, guys, this is everything I have, is now just the beginning steps and the foundational piece of what I'm offering you for $99 a month, where I used to charge $1,000 a month just to get you going. Understand the value of this and the tremendous amount of information that we're going to be bringing to your doorstep to help you go through your beginning stages is profound. Come hang out, come join us, spend a little time, and you'll see the difference. $497 for our founding members, because we want to encourage you and to share with you and be a part of this for a long time. All of you that are still thinking, absolutely reach out to me. Ask any questions that you want. For those of you that already know you need to get your credit cards or anything else in order, go ahead and grab the link, and we'll be keeping that open for at least tomorrow. So just make sure you have any further questions, let me know. Reach out. Any questions or concerns? This is your chance, or anything about anything that I've covered tonight. I open up the phone lines. Very well. Thank you all so much for spending the time and energy on here. If we've got some extra questions, was that you wanting to ask questions, William? You're muted. I cannot help you that way. There.
All right. Can you hear me now? All right.
I can indeed.
So the question I'm getting is, what's the most important piece of the business? I'm getting that it's marketing.
Yeah. You know why? I got to tell you, this drives me insane. Why do you believe that marketing is touted as the number one thing for any business? Oh, wait, anybody can participate. What was that?
No, I'm asking the question because that's the question that was given to me.
Oh yeah, I know. But why is marketing, and this happens all the time. We believe, so here's the process that happens when people get into business. I want to start a business. I'm working in corporate America, or I haven't been doing anything and I want to start a business. Okay, you want to start a business. What are you told? A, you're told to write your business plan. Awesome. You go away and you come back, I don't know, 3 months, 6 months, a year, 5 years, 10 years later, when finally you wrote your business plan, because this is a painstaking procedure that you go through that is just unbelievably heavy lifting. because you have to analyze every aspect of what you want to do. The truth of the matter is that none of you need a business plan. The only time you need a business plan is when you're going for venture capital money, when they demand it. However, every business owner knows the day you open, the business plan is crap. The day you open, you're not open for 5 minutes and everything that you wrote goes out the window because life does not imitate what happens in those manuals. Maybe your marketing plan, maybe your sales, but most of that gets shifted and adjusted and crazily moved around within days, if not weeks, of opening. And yet that's what most people spend all their time on, is creating something that's going to be trashed within days. The second thing that you're told is to, oh, well, you need marketing, so you need a website and you need funnels and you need to put ad spend. And so now they take all their money, they build a website. They take all the money and build funnels. They take all the money and give it to Facebook to do ads every single month. And they do all this only to get nothing in return. Now, why do they get nothing in return? 9 times out of 10. Because they haven't spent any time understanding who they are, who their customer is, what their messaging is, who their real target audience is, or creating a product that really is of any value. And so all this happens because they race to market with nothing to speak of. What's the most important thing? Most important thing is to sell into market, yes, only to get clear with what you want to sell and why you want to sell it. Once you have clarity, most people can sell anything. It's like you go to a restaurant, you really love it. You've got really clear as to what they serve and what you like. Once you have that clarity, you can tell anyone, go to a restaurant, and you'll actually move people to the restaurant. That's the challenge, is that people get so busy in learning marketing that they forget to learn the product. Know what you're selling. That's the key. And then have a passion for it and have a commitment to talk about it with everybody that you see. How'd I do?
There you go. Thank you. Yeah, good.
Is there a follow-up to that?
Anything else? 1 second.
They can speak up. They don't have to hide.
Go ahead.
What was that? We're here for each and every one of you. Go ahead and reach out to me, whether it's on Facebook or Instagram or any place else. Reach out to me and you will be heard. Absolutely grab hold of the link that's in the chat, themavericktrailblazers.com. Go there and engage with us, be a founding member, and watch what happens. Any other questions?
Well, go ahead, ask them. So how do you get the clients?
How do you get the clients? Depends what the product is. You have to go where the clients are. Do you know what your product is? That's step 1. So do you know what your product is? What's the product?
Go ahead, tell them.
This is the eyebrow pigmentation. Eyebrow pigmentation.
Eyebrow pigmentation.
Okay. So do you know who your clients are?
Yes, the people between 18 up to 50. The range of the people.
Okay. The people that, so 18 to 50, and if you turn the camera right in front of her and we'll hear her voice clearly. There we go. So how are you?
Good. Shy.
You're doing great. You have nothing to be shy about. You're beautiful. Absolutely. Stand up and be heard for everybody. Just use your voice. And it's amazing what happens in our world. 18 to 50 is your target audience.
Yeah, kind of. Mm-hmm.
But who is it that wants to do that? What's their personality? What's their interests? What do they do? What are their hobbies? What's their focus in life? What are their priorities? What are their values? Where do they hang out?
I don't know. The people, like random people, yeah, the random women's, men's who would like to improve the look, you know.
So does everybody want to improve their look?
Yes, everybody who you know doesn't want to spend hour or like half an hour in the morning to paint the eyebrows, yes, because they can have me and I can literally do very nice beautiful pigmentation and they're gonna be very happy, yes. And literally I do that, but I am very I'm struggle to this how to get the clients, you know.
Here's what, and I'll give you a couple components to start with, and I would absolutely encourage you to join the Maverick Trailblazers, because every 2 weeks we're going to be on a live phone call that you're going to be able to come back to me with clarifications as to where to go next. Does that make sense? It's one of the things in the program that we lock arms and we go the distance, because I'm going to answer you and give you the next steps. Only then what? Well, you're going to have more questions tomorrow from after you do the next steps. Okay. So be aware that's the process. Here's what I want you to consider is that right now, when I ask you some of the details as to exactly who they are and where they're hanging out, you had some struggles with that. And what I want you to do is to spend some time, some mental time in writing down, all right, if I had to describe my perfect client, so I can picture my perfect client that out of all the clients I've treated in the last several years, that's the one that, man, if I just had 100 of those, I would.
No, I would be multimillionaire, trust me.
What was that?
If I would have 100 of those, I would be multimillionaire.
Right. Well, that's our goal here. So if I had 100 of those, what would happen? So now I want you to describe that person in detail. What do they look like? What's their job? What's their social economic status? What race, creed, color? Where do they hang out? What city are they from? Are they from the city or the country? And like, get it. Are they educated? Are they not educated? Do they have a job? Do they have no job? Are they taken care of by other people? Like, what age are they? All the details you can. Because here's what, once you have that list, once you identify, oh, so they're all newlyweds. Well, maybe my target audience is going to bridal shows nonstop. And that's a target for that treatment. Oh, they want to beautify themselves. We're in the stage where they want to do that. They're just about to get married, and they'll stay in that stage for the first several years in that honeymoon stage of their engagement. Well, that's a perfect time. What other age brackets, what other transitional times in people's lives does that happen? Maybe there are people, actors, actresses, models, people that are looking to get into acting and modeling. So you team up with people that give acting classes, and you team up with them saying, hey, can you give a discount to, maybe a coupon to my service, and I'll come and talk to your class about the value of that with all that they're looking to do. So there are people, industries, groups of people, and the key component is people go to social media because it's the easiest damn thing in the world, right? Oh man, everyone's on social media. And so we go to social media, we go, hey, let me just shotgun everybody on social media and see if anything shows up. Or we can be laser focused and target in. Now we can do that in social media by getting really clear on who exactly it is that we're going after, who exactly it is that is the perfect client for us. And then getting laser focused, both online and offline, in how to attract them and engage them in conversation. And that's the key. And that's the exercise you haven't done yet. And that will change your world. Do the exercise. And then we lock arms, we go the distance, and we start talking about, okay, so maybe not one of them will be your game plan for life. But if you do a few of them, or maybe a bunch of them, of those different categories, those different industries, those different transition periods. You have a huge practice. We take one at a time and we go through the process. One at a time. All right. We want newlyweds. Where are they? How do I get them? Who can I joint venture with, strategic partner with to create a game plan where they already have a list? One of the biggest ways to grow your list right now is to grab hold of someone else's list. It's one of the easiest plays. So go find people that already have a list of your perfect client.
So I did that, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Just about to start with a woman.
And now the camera needs to be in front of you, William.
Pretty
for
famous,
a
and she has a form, obviously. Yeah.
Say that again, Paul. Say that again, what you just said?
I didn't hear you because camera's not facing you.
I said,
So-
what did you just say? Say it again.
That's what I said. So one of the things, and so we train on a whole different levels, and one of the things I'll train all of you on is a directional mic. Directional mics need to be right in front of you for you to hear, and they have it that way so that you cut out a lot of the ancillary noise. So a lot of our laptop microphones are directional mics, so that you have to be right in front of your laptop for the person on the other side to hear. That way it cuts out all the ancillary noise that you might have in your room. The challenge is if you've got two people talking on a laptop and both of them are on the side, you can't hear either one of them. Really challenged. So directional mics, really good to understand what that looks like and what that means. So, see, we talk about all things here. We help you out in all different ways. How we doing?
Good. Thank you. Very good. Thank you very much. That was very nice answer.
You're very welcome. And this is key. What we're building here is a place. I absolutely would encourage you to come to our event, to lock down with Trailblazers as a founding member, because we can double, triple, and quadruple your business. I've done it before. We've done it in multiple different industries where we have created $1 million businesses in multiple different industries by getting down to the core basics and to build it step by step so that over the next 12 months, you will not recognize where you started. That's our key. That's what I do.
Goal. That's the goal.
So come hang out, come spend time. We'd love to see you there. What's your first name? I only see William on
My name is Anna.
Anna, absolute pleasure, Anna. Thank you
Anna,
so much.
yeah.
Anna,
Thank you very much. Pleasure to talk to you.
pleasure's all mine. Anyone else? We're rounding down. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. And in the chat, we do have the link of Trailblazers, trailblazers.com, and it is the trailblazers.com to be exceedingly clear. Apparently there's these, I don't know, sports teams that are Trailblazers and Maverick. So it's the Maverick trailblazers.com. The link is in the chat. Absolutely go grab hold the Maverick trailblazers.com, and we'll put it in social media all day tomorrow to make sure everyone is clear. Come join us for founding members. Any last questions or comments before we sign off tonight? Thank you so much, everyone. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate all your support. This is only the beginning. Watch what happens next. Talk to you soon.